doesn't hurt me.
Hey, what's up? Happy Friday, everybody. Jeezel Nasty. Yeah, Clemson number 3 class now. Jeezel Nasty. Yeah, my Tesla stock, yeah. We'll see. The worst news out of this whole thing is I'm not going to get to go to Mars now. So, I guess you guys are going to have to put up with me on Earth. I was looking forward to taking a vacation to Mars. Maybe staying there permanently. What does that mean, Robert? Is today your 18th birthday or something? If that's the case, happy birthday, but I will not say congratulations because being an adult sucks. It's not fun. If they were just trolling the Democrats, that would be probably the best troll job in the history of troll jobs. But I don't think that's what's happening. I think you got two billionaires with massive egos who don't want to lose. Whenever I turned 18, these days turning 18 doesn't do anything. Doesn't mean anything. I guess it means you can join the military. What are the things that happen when you turn 18 now? Like when I turned 18, you could smoke then. That was one of the big things. You could buy cigarettes or tobacco products. Now you got to be 21 to smoke, right? So I think you had to be 18 to enlist in the military. I don't know if they changed that. I think they might have changed it to 17. Register to vote. Yeah, that's a good one. Register. Yeah, you can vote now. Hey, Robert, you can vote for idiots like the rest of us. Congratulations. You get to stand in line for 4 hours at the polls to vote for a dumbass. Like every election. It's really fun. Can't wait. Yeah, a lot of places you could, states back when I turned 18, you could drink at 18. I guess Louisiana is one of them. A lot of the southern states, shocker. I think like Arizona too, maybe. There was 3 or 4 states you could drink at 18 up until like the 90s or early 2000s. Oh yeah, it's another, you can gamble now. Yeah, that's good. Well, I don't know. I think at the casino, they make you have to be 21 to get in a casino. I think. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, you can go buy like a scratch-off lottery ticket or something and play the Mega Millions. Gambling apps? That's a good question. I don't know because gambling is not legal in South Carolina. So, I don't know what the rules are. I'm sure it's pretty easy to look up. You know. That's a good question, though. I would assume that they would make you be 21 to gamble on, like, are you talking about like DraftKings and stuff like that? Yeah. I don't know. But I think you've got to be 21. It's good to see Slim Shady in here. He's got that new work schedule, so he's able to hang out a little bit more right now. That's good. I've got to. Well, I can go for about an hour. I can go to about 10:30 today, I think. I mean, 10:30, 12. It's already 11. 12:30 is what I meant instead of 1. I gotta go get a new phone today, which I'm looking forward to, but not looking forward to. 'Cause it's just a pain in the ass process. But kids are out of school. Actually, the kids have been out of school for a week. I really don't like the summertime. The summer is probably my least favorite time of the year. I swear, people associate summertime with like relaxing. Summertime is probably the most hectic like season of every year for me. I mean, it's just I'm constantly. I don't have time to relax. I'm always doing something. Somebody always needs something. I always got to be going here, going there. Kids are home. Got to take them here. Got to take them there. It's always something. Lots of teenagers use their parents' ID to gamble on sportsbook apps. You mean like they steal their parents' identity? If I found my kid doing that, shit. I kick him out. What's up, VicTube? Vic, if you want to try to finish that video, we're going to have to do it right at 12:30. And I'm only going to be able to stay on for like 10 or 15 minutes. Because I got to leave here at 1. I got to be out the door before 1, actually. So, me and Vic shot a video yesterday. Let me turn this music off. Me and VicTube shot well, he was nice enough to invite me on. He's doing his preview and prediction videos for various teams, And I asked him last week, I said, Vic, can you do me a favor and do Clemson next? Or a little Total Request Live there. He said, sure. Now, I didn't know when I told him to do Clemson that he was going to rope me into it. But he did. He said, hey, can you come on and do the Clemson preview prediction video with me? I said, okay. I'd be honored to, Vic. So we did that yesterday. We recorded for like 45 minutes talking about Clemson. And then all of a sudden, Vic's sound just goes out. Like, I can't hear Vic anymore. Just like that. So he tried everything, started a new StreamYard, the whole thing. Still couldn't hear him. So we got like, 2 or 3 games left to pick? And then we're done. But we were right towards the end, and just all of a sudden everything, Vic's, I don't know if it was Vic or me. I don't think it was my end. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. But, so. Don't ever get your gummy bags mixed up. Big difference between micro and mega dose. Bad day yesterday. Hey, Jay, I've done that before. I have done that before. Actually, I didn't do it on accident. I did it on purpose, but it was still a mistake. A mistake that I will never make again. Summer in the South is miserable unless you have a nice house with a pool. I don't have a pool. But I do have like a nice screened-in porch with a fan, where I spend a lot of my time. And my yard's nice. It's nice out there. My backyard's nice. It's a nice place to sit and just chill. You know what I mean? But you're right, it is hot. I wish I had a pool, but we were actually talking about that. Has anybody looked into how much it cost to have an in-ground pool put in your house? It's insane. It's like 30 grand. And that's just for like a one that goes to 5 feet. If you get a big pool, you could spend up to 50 to 100. But I don't have, if I ever put a pool in here, I don't have room for a big enough pool to cost $80K. It would probably cost me about 30. Rick said he was updating his OBS. That's why it's messing his streaming up. But we weren't streaming. We were just recording. I guess, I don't know. That's what I told him when it happened. I said, are you sure it's not just your OBS? Because I know he's trying to do like what I do and what a few other people do is run the stream through OBS and then just bring on people, for a lack of a better term, phone callers, internet callers through StreamYard. I was StreamYard that was messing up, not OBS. I was recording on StreamYard. Why? Why were you recording on StreamYard? See, if I, you can just patch me in on StreamYard and record on OBS. I would record on OBS before I recorded on StreamYard. But that's just me. What's up, Colby? So I'm sure a lot of you have. It was a crazy news day. I couldn't even believe when I first saw what was going on Twitter between Trump and Musk. I think. Well, I went out. I went to play pickleball last night with my sister and my wife, and I didn't get home till like 9. And that's when I learned about all this. I sat down with my phone and started getting my social media addiction fix in for the next 30 minutes. And that was the first I learned about this back and forth between Musk and Trump. And when I first started reading it, I was like, this can't be real. But I think it is real. And I don't think we've seen some crazy shit, like people arguing on the House floor in Congress and saying, like, who was it? Those two female. It wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene and some other Congress lady. They were going back and forth, and they started talking shit about each other's hair and shit like that. I was like, what? But anyway, we've seen a lot of crazy back and forth in politics, especially in the Trump era, because Trump is just he just goes out there and says crazy shit, about other people. But I don't really remember a time where, this relationship only lasted 6 months. I guess a little bit longer than that, because Musk was out there kind of campaigning for Trump prior to the election. But okay, 6 months since the inauguration. 2 months, not even 2 months ago, you had Trump and Elon in the White House, and Trump saying how Elon Musk is a great patriot and a great American for doing all this for free, just for the betterment of the country, and all this. And now, now you got Musk calling Trump a pedophile, and Trump calling Elon Musk a drug addict, says he's always high on ketamine. And then, did you see the latest one? I think it was this morning. And here's the other thing that's funny about this too. So Elon Musk, he only posts on his own platform on X, and Trump only posts on his thing. What is Trump's thing called? Truth Social. That's it. So they're going back and forth at each other on their own thing. It's almost like it would be like if two people broke up out of a long-term relationship where they lived together. And then they're just mean texting back and forth. But it's instead of just them seeing it, the entire world sees it. It's weird. But I can't really remember seeing anything like this. And I'll tell you one thing. It's embarrassing for both of them, really. And I don't know what Musk was thinking. Maybe he was high on ketamine, like Trump said. I don't know. His drug use habits, but with the whole Epstein file thing, he's setting himself up for a massive lawsuit. I don't think that was probably the smartest thing to say without any evidence. And of course, he doesn't have any evidence because he hasn't seen the files. Do you know what I mean? What's up, Scott?
Hey, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I kind of didn't pay attention to it too much until late yesterday afternoon. And I was like, what in the hell? I mean, what caused the fight? That's what I would like to know.
Well, it depends on who you ask. So Trump is saying basically. So Elon Musk was very outspoken that he doesn't like this big beautiful bill. Right. He thinks that it's a big spending bill, and that what they're trying to do is actually tighten the belt, not loosen it. And so then Trump says, well, of course, but Trump's the one that calls it the big beautiful bill, and you know how Trump is. So if Musk doesn't like his bill, then Trump's going to get pissed. Right. So they had some sort of spat in the Oval Office apparently, and Trump kicked him out. And then Musk came on with starting with the whole trolling Trump thing. Yeah.
So
it just sort of snowballed from there.
The electric car mandate. That
so that's what Trump said. He said, he was all about the bill until he knew about the EV mandate, and then Elon came out. It was reposting tweets that he made 6 months ago saying he doesn't care about the EV mandate. So
I remember him saying that.
Yeah. So I don't know. You know how Trump is. Yeah. I mean, he'll twist the knife, and what it really comes down to, in my opinion, and we probably should have seen this coming. You've got two billionaires with massive egos, and you remember when Trump first took office, everyone was calling Elon President Elon and trolling Trump and saying that he wasn't a real president. Elon was running the country, so that hurt Trump's feelings. And so this was just really a matter of time before this happened.
Well, I agree with Trump that I thought that Elon was in the White House way too damn long. I mean, he stayed his 130-day stay there or longer. I mean, he was at every junket they did, at every when they had a staff meeting. There's Elon.
Well, that's Trump's fault.
There.
Trump's the one.
Trump's fault. If you want to say, that's true.
I mean, Trump's the one that invited him and gave him that leeway.
Well, yeah. I mean, Elon was at the Mideast conference that Trump just did, and I was going, why is Elon there? I just, it just made me wonder. But
surprisingly enough, and I'm not taking sides on this because I don't really know. I know how Trump is, and I know that Elon's probably kind of a dickhead too. I mean, most billionaires are, but I really feel like that Elon's kind of the one acting more childish in this whole thing. With the Epstein file list thing, and then Trump said we could save billions of dollars by cutting the SpaceX program and the subsidies, and then Elon Musk comes right back with with the remarks from the president about SpaceX, we'll just go ahead and pull the Dragon rocket program completely. Which I don't think serves anybody well. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. I think what he's flexing and doing is saying, look, NASA can't go to space. I'm the only one that can. So without me, y'all are fucked, is what he's trying to say. But
that's up to him. I would say that's up to Elon. If you want to act that way, Elon, I mean, for the betterment of the country, but you said this many times, why not just, I don't know. It is a clash of egos. It's the only thing I can come up with, and it's a big clash of egos.
I agree with Pete. Here's why. Because when it comes to NASA, SpaceX subsidies, whatever, that at the end of the day is a luxury. That is what you get after you take care of the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Elon can get his panties in a twist all he wants about it. I could give a fuck less at the end of the day about space exploration when we have a whole host of problems that need to be dealt with on this fucking planet for the time being.
See, I would disagree with you. I think we can do both. There's no reason we can't be both exploring space and taking care of what we need to take care of at home.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is that is secondary.
Right.
It's not on top of the list. I'm with you, Slim. Okay, you know, I mean, when you see Elon had Occupy Mars, you know, wearing those shirts and all that, then he made it sound like, oh, we're going to move right along with the space exploration program.
Well, I mean, we went from the leaders in space exploration 50 years ago to now we're like the third, because outside of Elon and SpaceX, that NASA is basically inept at this point. I mean, they can't even go get their own astronauts from the fucking space station. They got to get Elon to go do it for them because they don't have a rocket that's good enough to do it. So now,
yes, but a lot of what NASA does is kind of, I don't want to say not seen, because it is eventually. Listen, a lot of the technological advancement of the last 50 years come from NASA trying to figure out how to get the fucking space and back.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well,
he's correct.
But then Elon came along and did it better. He did more in the past 20 years than they did the previous 30. I mean, since they went to the moon.
Well, sure, but I think even you would agree it's easier to improve a mousetrap once it's been invented.
Yeah, but at this point, let's say they pull the funding, or Elon, you know, throws a temper tantrum and just pulls himself out of SpaceX altogether and doesn't do anything for NASA. Then, if we want to go do anything in space, we got to pay Russia $80 million for a fucking seat on the rocket. No.
Fuck, we going to? I mean, unless you're actually going to Mars, what the fuck are you doing at this point? Launching another telescope?
Telescope.
How about you deal with the fact that if they don't do something with all the junk satellites in the atmosphere, space exploration is going to be impossible because we're not going to be able to get through. That's becoming a serious problem.
Can't they just like drift them out into deep space so they get out of our atmosphere or out of our orbit? I don't know.
I don't know that they can. I think a lot of them re-enter the atmosphere and just burn up on their way.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, see, we were supposed to go land on the moon in 2026. That's been put off now till mid-2027.
For what? What else you going to learn from the moon? We went 4 times, I think.
We got to find all the aliens' bases on the dark side of the moon. Slim, didn't you know that?
Well, I mean, supposedly we've been 4 times.
According to Hufferbilly Paul,
we've never been to the moon.
According to Hufferbilly Paul, we have to build a space station on the moon so that we can use that as a jump-off point to go to Mars, which makes 0 sense.
You know, I'm a NASA nerd, and I admit it. And I got to tell you, if anyone else is out there that's a NASA nerd, and if you haven't seen First Man, which is all about Neil Armstrong, and Ryan Gosling plays Neil Armstrong, that's a powerful movie, a great movie, and just a human. I mean, there was nothing about Neil Armstrong that was like prideful, or, ego or anything like that.
Listen, he's an egotistical fuck like the rest of them. Stop it. Yes, he is.
No, he what? Neil Armstrong.
He's no less of an asshole than any other asshole running around.
Okay, Neil Armstrong is dead. Neil Armstrong's dead. Buzz Aldrin, just the opposite.
Okay, fine. He's less of an asshole than I am today, but still.
No. You're talking about 2 different personalities. Buzz Aldrin, egomaniac. Neil Armstrong was not like that at all. Nothing like that.
What did Neil Armstrong do that made you mad, Slim?
Yeah, what did he do?
He didn't do anything to me. I'm not mad at him.
Slim told me he's
an asshole like the other 7 billion people walking this planet.
Slim told me privately that he didn't like Neil Armstrong because Neil Armstrong lied about going to the moon.
Well, speaking of which, I saw they come out with a movie. I need to find it. Scott, you need to watch it. It's got Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. Fully details the cover-up on how they made everybody believe that we actually went to the moon.
I'm not falling into that anymore. There was 495,000 people that worked on the Apollo mission.
Hey,
tell me how you can do a conspiracy of doing a fake landing on the moon with 490,000 people that worked.
Hey, have you guys seen the video when Buzz Aldrin punched that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
So what, the guy came up and he was like,
what? They've convinced 7 billion people that Lee Harvey Oswald shot Kennedy. So
yeah, that's true.
I got to tell you, the movie I'm talking about shows one thing: Neil Armstrong had balls of steel, especially with the landing of the lunar aircraft, the lunar module on the moon.
Listen, I don't doubt that in the slightest bit.
He had, look, they were using a computer. Well, the computer was overloading, okay? It was just overloading. They would keep getting a red light on the computer. So the computer could not land them on the place they were supposed to land, and where it was going to land them, there was big boulders and craters. So that's when Neil took over manually and landed the lunar module with 8 seconds left of fuel. 8 seconds left.
I don't know whether we went to the moon or not.
Actually,
I'm not going to debate that.
Actually, if we're being completely honest, most people with that, with balls of steel, as you say, or that level of courage, tend to be the biggest assholes in society.
Well, he was not. I don't know if you could come up with some article that tells me that Neil Armstrong was a huge asshole, then show me. But he was never that way.
Listen, look at every obituary ever written, even the assholes they make to seem like saints. So just because it's not written doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah, you never read it. You never
arguing for argument's sake. There,
you never read in the
people. No, hang on. I'll give you another perfect example. All people do is talk about the great shit. He was an asshole. Did he do a bunch of great shit? Yes, but he was still an asshole.
Yeah, if you read somebody's obituary and you never hear them say, great husband and father, but he did beat his wife every once in a while and his kids, and he did cheat on his wife about 10 times.
Yeah, Bear Bryant. All people talk about his great accomplishments in the game of football, but that was another one. He was a wife beater and cheated on his wife.
Yeah, and a racist too.
Yeah, racist too, but all they do is talk about the great shit about Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting any of the great shit about him. I'm just saying he's probably an asshole too, like the rest of us.
Y'all know that famous quote from Bear Bryant? Well, according to a lot of people who were there, he wouldn't. What year did Alabama start having black players on their team? It was
some year. I know it was immediately after Bear Bryant got his ass stomped by USC.
Yeah. Okay. So the rumor is, but
30-60s, wasn't it?
It had to be. So the rumor was that Bear Bryant had an all-white team, right? They played Southern Cal one year, and Southern Cal had black players, including, I believe, a black running back who ran for like 500 yards and like 5 touchdowns against Alabama. And the famous quote, allegedly, is that Bear Bryant pointed at that running back, the black running back, and said, "We got to get us some of those."
Exactly.
That is so.
Here's Neil Armstrong. He never flew again. He then taught aerospace engineering at the University of Cincinnati. Took on a heavy teaching load. Taught core classes and created 2 graduate level classes: aircraft design and experimental flight mechanics. So that doesn't sound like some guy that's got some huge fucking ego to me. So
once again, guess what, Scott? I'm a nice guy and can be a great person and have done good things for society. I'm still an asshole. 2 things can be true at once.
Well, public life. Armstrong's family described him as a reluctant American hero. He kept a low profile later in his life, leading to the belief that he was a recluse. See, he didn't want the he didn't want the spotlight. He was not that kind of guy. He was never that guy. So you're just absolutely false on that assumption there.
Well, he didn't like to do.
Listen,
he didn't like to do it.
Beat off
interviews.
A picture of Neil Armstrong every night doesn't mean he wasn't an asshole. Okay,
not every night.
Okay, well, not every night. My apologies.
Oh, only on Saturday.
Can you hear me now, Pete?
Yes, I can hear you now. Babe. But this is my stream. I'm running the stream, not you.
No,
Maybe that's why.
I don't beat off at all on holidays.
Yeah, I did see the funniest tweet yesterday. Somebody tweeted out, they go, "Oh fuck! Now both the liberals and the conservatives are going to be keying my Tesla. I'm fucked."
Listen, I'm right with you on that, Pete. I think it's a couple of egotistical assholes having a dick measuring contest.
Well, we already know how Trump is. I've never seen Elon go off like this, but we know Trump does this with everybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you get in the way of, if you criticize him at all, and like he'll turn on you in a heartbeat.
No, I think the whole ketamine thing was funny as shit. I mean, look, we all know Elon's on some shit because he's got fucked up on every Joe Rogan podcast he's ever been on.
No, he smoked 2 hits off a joint one time, like 3 years ago.
Oh, I think he's got fucked up on every single one of them.
No, he hasn't.
Maybe he'll be on Joe Rogan and explain this shit soon.
Well,
What happened?
yeah.
I know J.D. Vance is getting interviewed by Theo Vaughn today.
I think that was yesterday. Maybe they're just releasing the episode today. I saw the picture of them together yesterday. That's the other thing too. Do you see Elon said that Trump needs to be impeached and J.D. Vance needs to be running the country?
Oh, Jesus
Yeah, well,
Christ.
I think that what happened is that he replied to somebody. Somebody posted something on X that said that he needs to be impeached and J.D. Vance need to take over, and then replied with yes.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, this just gives more credence to my opinion that we need to give a fuck less about who the president is, and a lot of this power just needs to go back to the fucking states.
Oh. Good luck with that.
Oh, fuck, let's succeed from the union.
No, I ain't saying that.
I'll fucking do it.
I mean, I ain't saying they were wrong for doing it, but I don't think that's the right solution. I think that there are mechanisms built into the Constitution to deal with these problems if people just choose to employ them.
Vandy
I'm
Danny.
watching John Adams again, and that is such a well done series. If you want to know about American history, that's so well done.
Which one?
John Adams.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite series. On HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti.
I'm gonna have to watch that then.
Yeah. I told you I watched that show. I forget even what it was now. With fucking Kirk Douglas or whatever was playing the
Was playing Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, it was called Franklin.
Oh.
It was the worst casting job ever. I mean, I don't have a problem with Michael Douglas, but him as Benjamin, he sounds like Michael Douglas, not like Benjamin Franklin. At least try to change, like try to give like a 1700s accent going in there. Sound like fucking Michael Douglas.
Well, John Adams and Ben Franklin sitting and reading over the Declaration, the draft of the Declaration of Independence with Thomas Jefferson sitting there. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's at one point where, the reading is, truths we verify, I think it is, but Jefferson said something that sounded more godlike, and Franklin said, doesn't that smack a little bit of the pulpit?
Yeah.
It says that
We need to get some of that mentality back. I mean, people forget when you and series like that should remind you. We went to war over a 1.5% tax on fucking tea.
Yeah. Well, it was really about more than that. But
and other things.
Yeah.
There were taxes on other things.
That the tea
that was the straw that broke the
yeah, the
camel's back.
tea tax was the last straw, I think.
You had like the stamp
But you also
tax,
had before that happened, you had the British soldiers that killed the colonists in Boston in the street, the Boston Massacre.
Yeah.
Boston Massacre.
Which and it doesn't, to me, doesn't get talked about enough, but I think is very pertinent, is not a year after the Revolutionary War ended, Washington had to put down the Whiskey Rebellion because they put a tax that people were outraged over on whiskey to pay for the war.
Yep.
And guess what happened? They repealed the fucking tax immediately.
I think the problem was it was the taxation without representation.
What does a 17th century accent sound like, Pete? Not like we talk today. I mean, they still had a little bit of that. They still had a little bit of that British.
They had still had a British accent. They didn't
even. Hell, they didn't even talk. Oh, yeah. This is funny. If you go back and listen, and we talk about accents changing over time. If you just go back to the 50s and 60s, accents have changed massively since then.
Oh yeah.
If you listen to a speech by JFK, people don't talk like that anymore. Nobody does.
No. Yeah, we hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yes, that's it. That was the line.
That's the line.
My favorite part of that speech is he goes, and we will go to the moon this decade. And the other things? It's like, what are the other things?
Do other things. What were the other things we wanted to do?
Yeah, I want to know what the other things are.
Fuck up the pigs invasion.
Yeah, something that I remember that I just had to do that my dad wanted me to do for him. He wanted me to go find something and take a picture of it and send it to him. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, and I think that should show people how much society has changed. Like, as I guess conservative as people think I am, which I'm much more libertarian, but anyway, I would vote for JFK, and he was a fucking Democrat.
Yeah.
Well, JFK today would be considered a conservative Republican.
I mean, he
probably,
even at the time, he was what they called a Bulldog Democrat.
Yeah, he would not be considered a far left by any means today.
Well, no, and neither would Bill Clinton, by the way.
Yeah,
man, that just shows how much shit's changed since the 90s. Now,
I know
some of that was.
I know my dad was
survival.
My dad was a conservative. He said the only Democrat president he ever voted for was JFK. Now, here's what the JFK got a lot of conservative votes because he was Irish Catholic. So he got every Irish Catholic vote, and if you grew up Irish Catholic, you voted for JFK. It's like one of your own type thing. It's like black people voting for Obama because he's black. Same thing. Any enemy of the establishment's a friend of mine. So just JFK was that.
Well, he was trying to really overhaul the establishment, and that's the reason he got killed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But once again, I mean, I think, especially because he was assassinated, history looks kindly on him. I mean, he's the one that got us into Vietnam.
But he was trying to get us into Vietnam too.
Well, how? He got us in there.
He was about to pull all the troops out. That was the thing he was ready to do.
Huh? No, he wasn't. He's the one that got us in there.
Read your history there, Slim.
Yes, I know the history on it.
No, well, read your history.
If it wasn't for JFK, we never would have been there.
Kennedy was ready to pull all troops out of Vietnam. He's ready.
But he's the one that put him there. So tell me how that makes sense. He's the one that put him there.
He put advisors in there, yes, and then he saw what a
Jesus Christ
was to do that.
So, and this leads to another problem that we have today: revisionist history.
What? That's who wanted to keep him in there, the military-industrial complex. Okay, so that's part of the assassination attempt too, because he went against the grain of a lot of damn powerful government entities,
especially the CIA. Yeah,
absolutely.
The CIA wasn't all that powerful. You have to figure. The most powerful person in Washington, CIA wasn't shit then, was J. Edgar Hoover. That's who he went against.
Well, J. Edgar Hoover was ahead of his time, wasn't he? Dressing like a woman, he'd be accepted now.
Well, hugging every damn body too. I mean, had a tape for everyone. He could blackmail anybody.
But you're talking literally the man that invented the FBI. There was no FBI before him. He took the Pinkerton Detective Agency and turned it into the FBI.
I thought it was Edward Semmelus Jr. that invented the FBI.
Yeah. J. Edgar Hoover was in the middle of it and then really put himself in a position.
Dun 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 dun. The FBI. Nobody remembers that, do they?
No, it's almost it almost reminded me. You remember that show Dragnet?
Yes.
Yeah, it reminded me of that a little bit.
FBI was a great show on Sundays. Terrific show.
They used to play Dragnet episodes for us like in 5th grade, like, one day out of the month or, one day out of the year, they'd have just a day where you don't do anything, you just watch TV and movies. Like they would play Dragnet episodes for us. We're like in 5th grade. What?
Thanks, ma'am.
Now that I look back on it, it seems kind of weird that they did that.
Yeah. Why? Why would they? You know what Holly loves watching? Perry Mason, the old Perry.
Oh, those are good.
Perry Mason.
Yeah, the old Perry Mason, Matlock. What's the one with the woman?
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, Angela Lansbury. Yeah, my mom used to watch all those shows, so I watched them too.
In the Heat of the Night. My mom was a fan of that.
Oh, that was a good show. Yeah, really good. Where did that take place? In like Mississippi? Somewhere?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Matlock was great.
Yeah, it wasn't until I was almost in my 20s that I realized Matlock was Andy Griffin.
Damn.
Really?
I never put. Well, both of them were kind of before my time.
What's the shit? Now I'm just having a brain fart here. You guys will get it here. The show with the guy. This is like in the 80s and early 90s. Who like he can like get out of any situation with like a fucking piece of chewed bubble gum and a string. MacGyver. Thank you. Yeah, MacGyver was good too.
That motherfucker would break out of a fucking Russian gulag with a Stinger missile and some dental floss.
Yeah. MacGyver. How about Magnum PI with Tom Selleck?
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Tom Selleck, he was like 35 years old, but he looked like he was 50.
Yeah, and he hasn't aged a day since.
Yeah, I know. He's been 50-year-olds for 50 years.
Yeah.
I was just talking about him this morning that he did a TV movie playing Dwight D. Eisenhower, when he was Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces, since it is today's D-Day.
Let's roll, Higgins.
That's right. And he played it splendidly. He was damn good. He was a damn good general Dwight D. Eisenhower. They were expecting 50% casualties on D-Day.
Is that the anniversary today? The 6th? I think it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Do you know how much pussy Tom Selleck got back in the 80s?
That's why they ended up making...
I'm serious, man.
How much, Pete? How much did he get?
Oh, God. He was probably beating him off with a stick. Walking around with an unbuttoned shirt with his chest hair poking out with a mustache going on.
Oh, yeah.
The tight bell bottoms.
Fucking hamburger meat and a 70s porn stash.
Yeah, fucking driving that 1975 fastback Mercedes.
Was it Mercedes or Ferrari? Wasn't it Ferrari?
I think he had multiple
No,
cars.
it was a Ferrari. Oh, damn. It was an 83 or 84 Ferrari. Oh, God damn. It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me.
The Testarossa?
That's it.
Yeah. No, that's a Lamborghini's a Testarossa, not a Ferrari.
No.
He says Droid says a Ferrari 308. A 308.
What was the name of that series? What was it called?
Magnum PI. Magnum PI. I'm about to look it up too. Just looking at the pictures of it's funny.
Ferrari 308 GTS.
Yep. So Droid was right.
They use several different ones. They use a 79, an 81, and an 84.
Yeah, here it is right here. Oh, look, there's a picture of him sitting on the hood right there. Look.
I see it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Look at that thing. Boy, I wonder what like you had to, if you bought one of those off the showroom floor in 1976 or whatever, like what was the price tag on that back then?
At least 100.
You think 100? But today, what would that be? It'd be like $500,000, right?
You could Google it.
That's a good idea.
Well, I'm not saying if you buy one now that's in 1975. I'm saying if it was brand new today, what would it cost?
No, you can pull up, if you Google it, you can pull up the sticker price at the time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Now, of course, it's red. Because what else? What other color would it be?
Exactly.
Yeah. Although a black one would look really good too.
Bright yellow.
Yellow? No, thank you. I don't do yellow. That might be the only color I don't like to wear is yellow.
I'm just surprised it wasn't.
I mean, that might be the only color I won't wear is yellow. Like, I'll wear pink. I have no problem wearing pink. But yellow, it's just ugly.
Yeah, I've got a pink and blue shirt.
Yeah, yellow is just ugly. Unless it's just like a little bit of yellow inside of my Hawaiian shirt. That's okay.
You don't like yellow, Pete?
Not really, no.
Well, now my damn...
And if you're tall, you can't wear yellow. You walk around looking like fucking Big Bird. You know. Like, imagine Nate in all yellow. He look like Big Bird.
Yeah, maybe Nate should be Big Bird for the Slav.
He probably should be. Yeah, that's a good idea. Big Bird. Did you find out how much it cost, Scott?
I'm looking right now.
No.
Yeah, I would look, but it would kick me out of StreamYard.
Oh, well, it was pretty damn high. $207,500, yeah.
Back in the 70s?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, considering
that's a 308 GTS, what Tom was driving in it.
That would be probably $1 million car now, then. If you think about inflation, I mean, what was the difference between the dollar in 76 as to 2025? I mean, it's at least 5 times as much, right?
I know as of like 22 or 23, it was basically 3-1.
Okay. So if it was 2 something, it would be, 700 today.
Yeah, probably. Sounds about right.
I bet you could buy one of these restored ones, and they probably cost that much.
Yeah, just fuck, if not more. I mean, it's probably considered collectible, so it's one of those things that's gone up in price. Yeah, I mean, original sticker price of a, 70 Charger was under $1,000.
My father-in-law was over here for the past couple of weeks. He was telling me he's got a friend where he lives, or a guy that lives near him, and he buys these like 1930s and 40s Chevy cars, and he says you can get a driver, one that actually drives and is actually in decent shape for like 25 or 30 grand. Now, you can put a bunch of money into it, modifying it, putting new suspension in it and power steering and all that kind of shit. But you can get one of those for like 25 grand. I don't know that I'd feel safe driving around in a 1939 Chevy. I mean, you get plowed over by a Suburban, you're fucking dead. Then you crush like an aluminum can. You know.
Well, actually, I thought that the cars were actually like stronger.
I don't think cars were stronger in the 1930s, Vic.
That they were actually made of metal instead of plastic. Like today, a lot of cars have a lot of like plastic parts. It used to be that cars were like solid metal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a car from the 1930s wouldn't pass a single federal safety test in 2025.
Well, I mean, neither would a car from the 50s. I mean,
yeah. Well, I'd rather drive in a car from the 50s than the 30s.
Right, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, those things weighed like 1 million pounds in the 50s.
Yep.
$359 in 1979 is worth $1,581 and some change today.
So it's about 4 times as much, three and a half.
Yeah.
So whatever that, the math here, if it's 225,000, what did you say it was?
$207,000.
207. So you're looking at probably a close to $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a Slim is back.
Oh, I didn't know Slim. I don't know what happened to him. Anyway.
Yeah, I got a call on a kick now.
I got to call in and kick me off. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
I gotta go get it. Did you hear me at the beginning of the show, Vic?
About what?
I said if you want to shoot the rest of that video, I gotta do it.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. I heard USB at 12:30.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll get a new phone on Mrs. Pete's lunch break. So.
Boy, isn't that exciting?
That works for me, actually.
What's wrong with the phone that you have now?
Well, nothing. But her phone yesterday went kaput. It won't even it just doesn't work anymore. So I'm gonna get I was getting a new phone anyway. So I'm gonna get a new phone and just give her the one I have.
Oh.
But we got to go together and figure out. She's got to get a line because she doesn't have a line with the same company. They got to switch all my phone over to her shit and the new one over to mine. So.
Who you with now, Pete?
T-Mobile.
Okay.
Yeah. Which pisses me off because if you go on their website and look at all the deals they had, they had like three lines for $80. Hell, I'm paying $80 for one line. What the fuck? Like. And then you go in there like, oh no, that's only for new customers. All right, well then don't make me a customer, and I'll be back here tomorrow, and I'll be a new customer again. How about that?
Yeah, right.
The same way you handle the dealer at.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, oh yeah, I can't give you high chips until you quit. I said, okay, well I quit. She gave me the money. I said, all right, buy him back in, bitch. What are we gonna do about that? You think I'm not?
It's funny as hell.
You think I'm not going to get my money? I mean, come on.
Did she get mad at you? Did she let you play?
She can't not let me play. I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Yeah. I was proving a point to her how dumb that rule is.
Yeah, it is a dumb rule. Which is stupid because why wouldn't they color you up? Because if they color you up from $5 chips to a $25 chip, you might lay a $25 chip on number 7, 14 on the roulette
that's a great
table,
point. And even if I don't do it on the roulette table, I might walk over to the blackjack table and plop down a couple hundred there. So
right.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense.
It makes zero sense. You would think that they would want you to have bigger chips because you'll risk more with them.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, dummies is what they are.
I thought of all the shit. I don't know why that came on my mind, but I thought of all the crazy shit that you went through. Not having your room ready, You know, them not having martini glasses. We don't have any glasses. What the fuck?
You guy
Go to
gave
Walmart. They're open 24/7.
He gave me an $18 martini in a plastic Solo cup. Hey, what the hell?
Well, yeah, they were out. Was that because they were out of glasses, right?
Yeah, he said. He said. I ordered. I said they were advertising the martinis like their specialty, right?
Right.
Like the best martini on earth for $18. I'm like, okay, whatever. I like martinis. Let me get one of those. Oh yeah, well, sorry, sir, we don't have any glasses left. I'm like, what? This is a fucking restaurant.
Speaking of red Solo cups, I bought a new pair of Hey Dudes. They're red Solo cup Hey Dudes.
Really?
What?
Yes,
What?
they've got a pocket on one of them with a beer pong ball, and a pocket on the other one with a bottle opener.
Boy, that's the most Slim Shady shit I've ever heard in my life, right there. I gotta look at this up. Solo cup Hey Dudes.
How's your new job?
Well, let me put it like this. Everybody knows the number one rule of fighting. You never want to fight the naked guy. I had to fight the naked guy.
Oh no!
They didn't fight a naked guy.
You fought a naked
Was
guy.
he all greased up or what?
Well, I mean, everybody that comes into jail and gets dressed out gets strip searched. I mean, it just is what it is. Well, this motherfucker thought he was going to hide half an ounce of fucking cocaine. So I had to fight the fucking naked guy.
Hold on now. Now, where was he? There's probably only one place on a man you could hide that amount of cocaine. Is that where it was?
That's where it started out. Then it went to his hand. Then it went to his mouth. Then he tried to throw it in the toilet.
Oh. He went ass to mouth with the bag of cocaine.
Oh, that ain't even the worst part of it. That motherfucker went 4 fingers deep after it.
Oh.
Oh, man.
I wish I wouldn't have heard this story.
Yeah.
So here's the Solo cup Hey Dudes that Slim has here.
I couldn't not buy those.
What the fuck?
Wow.
It's even got a little ping pong ball in there.
Yeah, one of them's got a ping pong ball and the other one's got a bottle opener.
Look at this one over on the right here. I'm highlighting right here.
You're ready to go.
It's just got weed leaves all over it.
Yeah, that's telling the cops what you like to do.
Look what it says. They're called Dazed and Dudes.
Dazed and dude. I like my dudes.
Damn. Have to get those for Colby.
But yeah, in a nutshell, that's how the new job is going.
Good God.
Fight the naked.
I mean, in all fairness, that's not every day. Like, that's really the only incident I've had so far.
Right. Well, let's hope not.
You know,
You don't have to fight a naked guy every day. You know, make sure
Yeah,
beating
I
out
fucking
the Bill
hope not.
Armstrong photo a lot less.
Although,
A lot less tense.
I mean, talk about Darwinism. There, swallowing a half ounce of cocaine will kill you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it would
It
kill.
will.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you
But
take a
he's not
half.
trying to catch. I mean, he's in there on a fucking misdemeanor driving on a revoked. He ain't trying to catch another charge, but of course he caught another charge.
Okay.
Yeah, a half ounce of cocaine at one time, Vic. That'll kill a goddamn elephant. That's a lot of coke.
Yeah, that was a pretty good amount. Yeah.
I mean, you swallow 2 grams, probably kill you. I think there was actually a story recently. I forget what state it was. Somewhere in the South. Yeah, the guy ate like 2 grams of cocaine when he got pulled over and fucking died in the back of the police car. Had a heart attack. Yeah.
But this was even before I started on shift. A female weekender brought in fucking speedballs. Somebody fell out from that shit.
Oh my God.
And then a male weekender brought in fucking cocaine, and 2 of the outside crews got popped on that. So neither one of them are no longer only doing weekends. Dumbasses.
It seems to me like cocaine would be like the worst. I mean, jail would be like the least desirable place to do cocaine. You know what I mean?
It would be.
Actually, it's probably more desirable because most of them will tell you jail is way worse than prison.
Yeah.
Because especially the one I work at is a no frills jail. No TVs.
Ooh.
Fucking limited library.
And you get moved around a lot too. Probably you don't get your own cell. Right.
Well, you don't get moved around a lot. Well, it depends. It depends on the corporal. Most of them won't move you around a lot. We got one that will, but no, you don't. You're not in a cell to yourself. I mean, some guys. We have some cells just because the jail's damn near fucking full. You got 7 people to a cell.
See? Wow. Oh God.
I mean, it's a cell made for 4.
Yeah, well, that's 3 too many.
Yeah, 3 too many.
But 7 in there.
I can do a little bit of math there. 7 is more than 4. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's not like an 8x10 made for 2 people and they've got 7 in it.
Right.
It's a bit bigger than that.
I've been to jail a few times just for a short stay, a weekend stay.
Yeah.
And a couple times it was like that. It was like 5 or 6 people in a place that slept 4 really, but they give you like a mat to lay on the ground if you're the other person.
We've got like those basically like a plastic cot that you can lay your mat on.
And the most fun rooms are those giant rooms that just have benches and mats everywhere, and there's like 30 people in there.
Now, see, we don't have that, but it's a smaller jail.
That was the room that I was in. I told you that story about the guy who just kept beating his head on the glass because they wouldn't answer him. He was yelling out at the door of the hole for like 12 hours, and they wouldn't answer him because he was just crazy and drunk. And he started smashing his head up against the window of the door, and just until he broke his head open, he started pouring blood everywhere. So they had to come in there and take him out of there.
We've had a few of those.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. This guy's going to fucking kill himself. Gave himself CTE.
All right. Well, I need to go to the bathroom, but I will be back before 12:30. Don't worry.
Okay. So. I would hope it doesn't take you 30 minutes to pee, Vic.
Well, yeah, we've gotten some of those I've had to deal with. We've gotten some, had to get locked down because they're either suicidal or homicidal, so they get all their shit taken and the only clothes they get, we call it a turtle shell. It's basically like one of those, those like quilted blankets. You basically get one of those, and it's a dress and a blanket, and that's all you get.
Lord. It's like a hospital gown. Kind of.
Basically, but I mean, it's thicker. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, it's that. They call it that ripstop material. You can't tear it, so you can imitate a tire swing from the light fixture or anything. And
if people come in there like with some kind of shoes that aren't compatible, what do you just give them, like some prison Crocs or jail Crocs?
Nobody keeps their shoes. Everybody gets fucking orange slides.
Orange slides. Oh God.
You get a lot of Karens coming in there, Slim?
Not Karen's, but there was one named Carico. That bitch is fucking loopy. She is, and she's known to bite people.
What the fuck?
What was she charged with?
Oh, fuck. She had about 20 charges.
What? They'd probably be easier to list what she wasn't charged with.
Yeah. The biggest of which being attempted murder. She fucking stabbed her boyfriend.
Oh,
that's nice.
Yeah, she stabbed her boyfriend, stole a electric company truck, took the cops on a high-speed chase, almost ran over some kids getting off the school bus in that chase.
Can I just say she sounds at least a little bit fun? I mean...
Listen, if you go in there with the right attitude, some of these motherfuckers are entertaining. I will say that.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, we had some dude hollering at me, calling me cuz for like 2 hours to let him out of the fucking restraint chair because he wanted to act ignorant.
That's like some medieval shit. You put somebody in a chair and strap them down?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, guys,
I was like, well,
I'm sorry. Got to get to
all
work.
right, Scott.
All right, see you later, Scott.
Take care. Bye.
I said, I told him, cuz you keep hollering at me like that, you ain't gonna get invited to the barbecue. Oh, he was fucked up. He was drunker than shit. Well, actually, I say he was drunk. He was on something else too. Because when alcohol starts to wear off, you're ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
No, that motherfucker was still hollering and kicking the door at 6 o'clock when we changed shifts.
Oh, he probably had a line of meth or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
He was partying hard.
Boy. Then once they sober up, you just throw them in a regular cell.
Actually, I think once he sobered up, he bonded out, as a matter of fact.
Oh. So he spent his entire time in that chair.
Well, no, he was only in the chair for 2 hours.
Oh.
I mean, we have to take him out of it after 2 hours, because it'll cut off the blood flow. It's not a comfortable chair.
Yeah, but it probably looks like the electric chair, doesn't it? Kind of?
No, it kind of looks like, those plastic seats in the back of a cop car.
Oh, yeah.
And it's even got like the indentions where your arms will fit in when you're cupped behind your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that, and then it's got basically seat belts that cross over your chest. It's got soft restraints for your feet, but if you're shackled, we don't use them. But I mean, it's got soft restraints for your feet, and you can't move your feet because you're pretty much tied down in that.
Pete Digit says each state has limits on restraints per age limit. What does he mean by that?
We ain't got shit on an age limit. The only restriction we have on restraints is you cannot restrain a pregnant woman. Pregnant woman can't go in handcuffs.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if she's like swinging at you? That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't run into that situation yet, but I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of them know that, especially if they're frequent flyers. They know that, and they'll try and play that card. And then here's the thing: you have to sign paperwork on it. So if you sign paperwork, guess what you get? You're getting a pregnancy test, and if you ain't pregnant, you're catching another charge for falsifying government form.
Well, some of them you can. I mean, if they're very you can see that they are.
Yes, yeah. Some of them they're obviously pregnant. Like we had one in there. By the time I started on shift, she had already been shipped off to prison, but it was a teacher that was pregnant by a student.
Oh wow, a female teacher.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yikes. I guess the reason is they don't want, like, if you get handcuffed and like you can't throw them down on their face because it'll crush their belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I get it.
I mean, that's one they kind of, and actually that's something I probably actually need to talk to the sergeant about, but that's one they really didn't go into a whole lot of detail about on how you handle that situation.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't tase him either.
No, but then again, 99% of the time, the way it goes is we've got 3 female officers on shift. Females deal with females, males deal with males. On the street, a male officer can pat search a female. Once you're in the jail, no. They will call a deputy off the street to come pat search female if we have to.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're not changing them out. And we don't even go over to women's side that often. But one of the things they have in place, basically as a cover your ass, is if males do have to go over to the women's side, 2 of them minimum.
So what do you mean by the women's side? So is there mostly female COs that work on the women's side?
Well, we've got 3 female COs on staff. One of them's a sergeant. But I mean, like most places, the males and the females have to be separated.
Of course.
And basically, they're on 2 opposite sides of the jail.
But on the female side, is it all female? But there is men that work there on the female side.
It's not. It's nothing. It's not like separate. It's just like I said. There's 7 of us total on shift. Sometimes there's not going to be a female there, so the men have got to go over there. But like I said, when the men do go over there, it's 2 of us at least.
Okay.
Like, basically look at it like this. Intake is in the middle. On the north side of intake is the men. On the south side of intake is the women.
I got you.
Yeah. That's the best way to look at it.
Who orders the restraints? I would assume that the CO does.
The sergeant.
Sergeant.
That's got to come from the sergeant. Who's the...
Well, yeah, but you go to the sergeant and say this person needs restraints, and they just say, okay, do it.
Yeah, 99.9% of the time, the sergeant's sitting at intake and can see a motherfucker acting a fool.
Yeah.
Or like what we're going to have tonight and tomorrow night, the sergeant is off. So the corporal will be running the shift.
I don't know. I feel like it might like be beneficial to just act like you're drunk and crazy so you can get your own space instead of having to share it with 30 other people. You know? Like, even if I'm not fucked up, just act like I am.
Our room, there's no benches or anything in it that we can stick a bunch of people in. But we've also got, let's see, we have 4 holding cells for each men and women. And I mean, it is what it is. There's only 4 holding cells. Sometimes you're getting put in there with multiple people.
Yeah.
It just fucking is what it is. Whether you're drunk and acting stupid or not. Now, if you're acting stupid to the point, okay, you're going to go in the chair till you fucking calm down. I did like the guy I'm talking about. I didn't think we would have to. Because, like, we were just trying to, you know, he was sitting in the chair that everybody, we got a green chair right there in front of the intake desk when everybody sits in when they first come in. You know, I had to pat him down, got all of his shit out of his pockets, got his jacket, his belt, his shoes. And then the motherfucker started acting ignorant for a minute, and I'm just sitting there looking at him, and he kind of squatted down, just like bent his knees and started swinging his arms like he was fixing to jump at somebody, and looked at the other CO that was there with me, looked at me. He was like, "You ain't fucking around," and he sat back down. So I was like, okay, maybe we're going to be all right with this one. No, we wasn't going to be all right. He had to go in the fucking chair.
Damn.
Because we put him in one of the holding cells, he started kicking the door. Okay, you want to kick the door, you can go in the chair.
Yeah, why would you do that? I mean, maybe I'm just rational. Once you're locked up, like, kicking the door is not going to do anything. I mean, what do you think you're going to do?
Break your foot.
I mean, what do you think you're going to do? Bust out of there like you're the fucking Hulk or something and just start smashing through walls? Come on, man.
I don't know. Liquid courage.
I mean, I've been drunk. I've never tried to kick down some jail door. I don't know.
Well,
I guess maybe,
especially a door that you're kicking it from the inside, it swings in.
Yeah, right. You're not kicking through it anyways.
No. Because these are heavy-ass steel doors.
That's a good point, Yoda. Maybe I've just never been in jail while I was high on cocaine or meth. That's probably the reason.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. That'll do it. Testing the environment. Like he's an animal.
Yeah, testing.
like he's a chimpanzee trying to figure out how to get out of the zoo.
Fuck, I guess. I know I got to work fucking tonight, so it's yay for me, Friday night.
What time you got to work? 6?
Yep.
So you work from 6 to 6?
Yeah. The only reason I'm up is because I fucked around and fell asleep for 3 or 4 hours last night, so I was like, I'll go to the gym, fuck around with you, take a nap.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, take a 3 or 4 hour nap before you go to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and see, that's the good thing. I'm 5 minutes from here. Like, I could get up at 5 o'clock, and I'm still going to be there 15, 20 minutes early.
Yeah, right.
And as much as I like the schedule, like that's the one downside to it, if you're working nights, which right now I am. Like I had last weekend off. It's a bitch to keep yourself on a night schedule for 3 days off.
Yeah, that would mess with me.
Yeah.
But when do you?
That's the only downside.
Do you get the weekend off this weekend?
No. My last weekend was my weekend off.
Oh, okay. So you got to work. You got to work the next 3 days.
I was off Wednesday and Thursday. I got to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be off Monday and Tuesday, and then I work Wednesday, Thursday next week, and that's it. I'm off the rest of the week after that.
All right.
That way, it works out. You're guaranteed every other weekend off.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
Most people,
the most you're working is 3 days straight.
I don't think I ever had a job where I got 3 days off in a row. It was always only 2 or 1 and 1 split apart, which is even worse. You'd rather have 2 in a row. But sometimes it would be like only like random days, like you get a Tuesday and then a Saturday, which is like, you need more than 1 day in a row off.
Yeah. And like I said, that's the good thing about this. You're going to get a minimum 2 days off every time. And then, like I said, I got to work this weekend, but once again, I'm guaranteed to be off next weekend. So,
yeah, that's nice.
And then, I mean, it'll be easier. I think it's June 19th. I think I swapped the days.
Did you get a big $10,000 to $20,000 hiring bonus that are on TV in Tennessee? I don't know.
That's for like Memphis PD is doing that.
Oh, are they short on Leos or something?
Dude, they're so short. Memphis and Shelby County are so short that the Memphis mayor has asked the governor to send the National Guard in to help.
God damn! So they'll just hire anybody to be a cop.
Literally, right now they will hire any because they can't keep anybody, and nobody wants to go fucking work for them.
Yeah. I get that.
But, I mean, when the chief of police, throws officers that have done right under the bus, I can't blame them. Like, if you do wrong, throw them under the bus. Fuck them. I'm with 99.9% of people there. But if they're in the right, your chief should have your back.
That sounds like a terrible place to be a cop, too.
Yeah, well, Memphis is... There are parts of Memphis that are literally a fucking war zone.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
Bad.
Do you get government holidays off? Well, that's good. Well, I'm not going to answer for you. Do you get government holidays off?
If it's on my schedule to be off, yes.
Do you get...
Labor Day is a government holiday.
Yeah, because
I happened to be off that day, but other shifts were working.
Yeah, because the jail doesn't shut down because it's a holiday. So there's got to be somebody working. So do you get if you are working, do you get some sort of holiday pay or no?
Double time and a half.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's okay.
So basically, holiday pay, let me think, comes out to almost $80 an hour.
That's pretty good. It's really good.
I was like, shit, I'll work some holidays for $80 an hour. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, especially some of the shittier ones that you don't care about,
Yeah.
Fucking President's Day, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the only one I'm not
Columbus Day?
The only one I'm not a fan of is the way they do that. Everybody gets holiday pay for New Year's Day. But say if you're working that night shift,
well, you better get triple time on that.
You don't get holiday pay for that.
Oh, fuck that. That's when all the drunks are coming in.
I know. That's why I think it's fucked up.
P Digit says, what's your schedule? 4 days, 4 off. No, it's 3-3-1. Is that what it is? 3-1-3?
Well, let's just. I started not last weekend, but weekend before. I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's 3 days on, 2 days off. 2 days on, 3 days off.
3-2-2-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Vandy Dandy's on some sort of rant about Juneteenth. Is that I guess that's a government holiday now since Biden was in office?
I don't think it's recognized.
I think it is. Since last year.
It may be federally, but not every federal holiday is a government holiday per state.
Okay.
It is federally. Like, I'm sure it's probably a recognized holiday for fucking California, but it's not. I don't think it is in Tennessee.
Right.
But I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure the Biden administration made it a federal holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that, yes, I know for a fact.
But see, I know you don't care about Juneteenth, but hey, if you happen to be on the schedule that day and they're going to pay $80 an hour to work that day, fuck it, right? I mean, hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if I don't work, I still get paid for 8 hours. Like Labor Day, I didn't work, but I still got 8 hours holiday pay for it.
Yeah. So how much time off do you get, like per year? Do you get like just any PTO, or is it separated into sick days and vacation and that kind of thing?
Every pay period, you get 2 hours PTO, 4 hours sick time.
Every pay period, which is what, every 2 weeks?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And you also, we're working 84 hours per pay period, so you have the option, if you want, to take those 4 hours over and put those into comp time if you choose.
So you can roll it over into something else.
Comp time is the only one that they put a limit on, and I think it's 4 weeks you can accumulate. But also you have the option to take that 4 hours, and they call it Liberty, where say I got something going on. Okay, I'm supposed to work next Thursday, but I've got to go to court with some shit over Joey next Thursday. I can take those 4 hours that I would have worked over and put them to Liberty, and I can come in 4 hours late.
I got you. So, but do you have to get somebody else?
Which I may do.
Do you have to switch? You have to switch times with somebody else, or they just let you take it off completely?
No, I'll just come in 4 hours late. I mean, they may have somebody from the previous shift stick around for a couple of hours, because it's the first 4 hours of night shift that you're really busy.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just however many people get brought in.
You're right.
But the first 4 hours is when you're taking care of, the diabetics that have to have their blood sugar checked, everybody's night meds, the final count of the day. And then or tonight, Friday, fucking weekenders coming in. So at 7 o'clock, we'll have about half a dozen weekenders standing.
I like how you refer to them as weekenders.
Well, they're only serving weekends.
Yeah.
Like they come in, they'll come in. Now some of them come in on Thursday, but most of them come in Friday at 7, and they'll get out Sunday at 7.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, it's Friday. It's time to go to jail. Whee!
Yeah, well, that shit's probably fixing to end, because I told you had those 2 weekenders that got caught bringing shit in.
They're about to be full timers, not weekenders. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because of that, though, I think the judge is going to severely limit the people that he's going to allow do weekends.
What's the longest jail sentence that somebody in there right now has? Like you can't sentence to somebody to 5 years in jail. They got to go to prison for that. So what's the maximum? Like, you can?
Yes.
Why wouldn't they go to prison?
Well, just say, for instance, now this isn't somebody in there. This is just somebody I know of, a family member that it happened to. He had 4 counts of introducing contraband to a jail. And I don't know what the fuck he did to piss off the judge, but the judge gave him, in Florida, it's a year and a day is the most you can spend in jail. Well, he had 4 counts, so the judge made him serve those concurrently.
So 4 years and 4 days.
Yep, in county jail.
That's kind of fucked up, really.
Well, that should also be a lesson. Don't piss off a fucking judge.
Yeah, that's not the point. That's kind of fucked up. Like, put the man in prison. Come on, man.
But here's the thing. They can't send him to prison because of the charge.
I'm sure they could.
Like DOC, well, no, because because of the offense. Like you have to be sentenced to, I think it's at least 3 years for whatever one particular crime is for it to even be eligible to go to the prison at that point.
I don't know. I'd probably rather spend 90 days in prison than 30 days in jail. I know that sounds weird. Would it be more?
It does, but like having worked in a prison here, yes, you would.
Yeah, way more comfortable.
Yeah, oh yeah. Way more. Well, number one, you're not in a fucking jumpsuit. You're actually in, I mean, granted, it's prison issues, but it's, fucking jeans and a almost like a blue jean button down.
Yeah.
Or a dark blue button down. But you can also, there's way more shit on commissary you can get. There's all kinds of programs in the prison. That
you're probably in a cell with one other person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either that or you're in solitary by yourself, one or the other.
Well, I don't know which. Well, yeah.
Like the most you're getting in this jail is there is a little like pocket FM radio you can buy off commissary. And there's only one because the walls are 4-inch thick concrete. There's only one station you can pick up, and it's the one in town. And it's country station.
Vandy Dandy says he'd move to another country with any sentence over a couple of months. Well, if you're there getting sentenced and you get sentenced, you're not going to be able to leave the country. They're going to put you in handcuffs and take you right into jail, so you won't have a choice.
Yeah, well, that's also not true either because, motherfucker, you think jails and prisons are bad here. Go to fucking Russia. Go to a gulag there.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers are no joke. Like, some of them are literally like, the old jokes about a fucking salt mine in Siberia. Like, that's a real thing.
I forget what the video, we watched it last week. We were looking at a prison cell in some other country. It was like a nice apartment.
Probably
I forget where it was.
Finland,
somewhere like that. Yeah, it was like Sweden or something. You had like
some of them are fucking not now.
Oh yeah, he had like all kind. He had like brand new Jordans he was buying, and he had a fucking TV in there, a recliner, a bed, his own bathroom and shower inside of there.
Well, and you have some of that here, like some of those minimum security federal penitentiaries. Like the one Martha Stewart was in.
Oh yeah,
is literally a fucking country club.
Yeah, it's like a Club Med.
Yeah,
yeah, a pool.
Like
you go
you
swimming.
Have some of that shit here.
That's what it was, Yoda. Yeah, it was Amsterdam. That's what it was. It was
same general area. Yeah,
it was a prison in Amsterdam, and that shit looked nicer than like most college dorm rooms.
Yep.
Is Mike Saha in a prison cell? Yeah, his own mind. He's in a prison of his own mind.
we got a few of them too.
Matter of fact, that Amsterdam prison cell we saw was nicer than Mike Saha's apartment. That's for sure.
Mike Saha's apartment looked like a fucking prison cell.
Yeah,
Jeez.
It does. The walls are completely bare. He has no money for decorations. He spends all his money on, fucking rubber men to beat up or whatever the hell that thing is.
Oh shit. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, there are better county jails, but this is a no frills county jail. I mean, you ain't getting shit.
Yeah. I think I've ever been to a county jail. The jails I've been to have all been city jails. Is there a difference?
Well, even most city jails are run by the county. Like even in Memphis, the 201 Poplar, it's downtown.
Actually, I take that
the
back.
City jail, but it's the Shelby County Jail.
Most
jails, even in cities, are run by the county sheriff.
I've been in the Charleston City Jail, downtown Charleston, twice, and I've been in the Berkeley County Jail. Actually, Dorchester. Well, both. I've been in Berkeley County Jail once and Dorchester County Jail once. So that's 4 times.
Now, and there's a big difference I've noticed just in my role of a CO in a prison and a CO in a county jail. Like, I have all the same powers a deputy on the street has. Outside of, issuing out traffic citations.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. But I have all the same exact powers they do. Like, most of us are armed. We're all of us are issued weapons, but I think it's after a year, I think it is, they'll quote unquote gun qual you again, which we have to get done every year anyway. But at that point, because you have to be armed to do prisoner transport. So at that point, you're certified to, carry for jail business.
Right.
Like when I was at the prison, we didn't even have the power to detain anybody that, say, came in on visitation and was trying to smuggle shit in.
That's a good question. I don't think you can do that. You can't arrest somebody outside of the jail, can you?
Yes. And actually, part of the policy is what they call a duty to intervene. If I see a crime happening, I can get fired for not doing something about it.
So if you see what, you can arrest anybody for anything. Like, let's say you see somebody who's just publicly intoxicated walking down the street in Memphis, you can arrest him for that.
Well, no, that's out of my jurisdiction.
Okay. Oh, all right. So, but it's in your county or in your city.
Basically what I would do, I have a duty to detain him and then call dispatch and get a deputy out there to transport him to jail.
Oh.
Or, if I see somebody holding up a fucking gas station, I have a duty to intervene. Right. I can get written up and suspended for cowardice if I don't. Like, when I say we have all the same powers that the deputies on the street do, same as them. They're required by law to intervene in any crime they witness.
So if you see Jay doing whippets out the back of his truck, do you have an obligation to arrest him?
Well, number one, it'll be out of my jurisdiction. Number two, okay. Every officer has, what do they call it? What's the right word for it? Officer's discretion.
Yeah. Your discretion would tell you, you know what, Jay's used to doing whippets. He doesn't need to be arrested.
Well, especially if I'm in fucking Nashville, I'm out of my jurisdiction. I don't give a fuck.
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's what okay, in Tennessee, fucking weed's illegal. I don't give a fuck if I see it because I think it should be.
Yeah. Jay, he wouldn't arrest you anyway, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm probably going to see you at the Slob Olympics anyway. I'm not trying to work when I'm on fucking vacation.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? Fucking Unc somebody shows up and tries to start a bunch of shit. Guess what? You're going on your belly at gunpoint and you're getting arrested, motherfucker.
Damn. Fuck it, just shoot him. Fuck it. Make it easier.
Well,
let me shoot him, and then then you can just cover for me.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, that's how it starts right there. Covering for your buddies.
I mean, come on, man. Who hasn't covered up a good murder every once in a while? I am up against the time crunch here. I got to go. So,
I guess it does take Vic half hour to take a piss.
Well, no, he's in the comment section. He said he's ready to go. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, Slim. We'll have fun at work, and hopefully, since you'll be off Monday, I'll see you on Monday show.
Yeah, I could probably do that because I'll get off at 6:00 Monday morning.
There you go.
So I just stay awake.
You just have to stay awake for a little bit longer.
Yeah, ain't no problem.
You can do like the Volusia thing and just get drunk. Come on the air drunk.
Yeah, well, chances are, fuck it, I'm off work. It's
That's what I'm
time
saying.
to pop a few anyway.
Yeah, see? Perfect timing.
And as a matter of fact, I've got about half a case of beer in the fridge.
Hey, save it for Monday.
I got somebody, I think it was the corporal suggested I get it, that Busch Light apple.
What?
Yeah, man, I figured, well, here, I'll grab a can. I'll show it to you on camera.
I don't know about all that, bro. I don't need apple-flavored beer.
I mean, listen, it still tastes like beer, but you kind of get that hint of it.
It's like like Bud Light Lime?
Get kind of like that, yeah. But it's not bad. Here, let me put that on my camera. Yeah, get some light. I got all the curtains closed because I'm fixing to go to sleep. But...
Busch Light Apple. Look at that. Wow.
It's not bad. I mean, for somebody that's not much of a beer drinker.
Yeah.
Oh, and quick update before we go. I'm down to 260.
You're down to 260?
Yep.
From 3-something?
From 320 at my
320.
latest.
So you're down 60 pounds.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was actually at the gym when you first come on, so it took me a little while to get on here.
Well, you're what? You're more than halfway there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got maybe 40, 45 pounds more to go.
Hopefully I'll hear from Rec Talk on Monday. We can see where he's at. He's lost weight in his belly area, but he gained weight on his face with that giant mustache that he has.
Yeah, I have noticed that, and it's slightly more than slightly alarming.
I think he pulls it off pretty good.
Now he just needs to get the Hawaiian shirt with the hamburger meat hanging out and drive around in a fucking Ferrari.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the Hawaiian shirt with the hamburger meat out. I just don't have the Ferrari or the mustache.
Well, I mean, one of those things is easily rectified.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do the mustache thing.
I can't until September.
All right, Slim. I do got to go though. So we'll hopefully we'll have a good weekend and we'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, buddy.
All right, later.
Later.
Yeah, that's going to do it for me as well, everybody. I'm up against time here. Thank you for tuning into the Midday Show. I'll be back Monday for another episode of the Midday Show. And hopefully we get a drunk Slim Shady on there. That ought to be interesting. And if there's some miracle, Volusia calls in drunk, then they can just argue for 2 hours and I'll just sit here and listen to it. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.